Morning, sir. Okay, good morning, everyone. I hope your night was good and you enjoyed it that night properly. Can we please confirm if you can hear me clearly? Just send me a message in the chat window. Let me know if you can hear me clearly. Yeah. Okay, thank you. So I would like to say here that those people, anyway, some of you must have seen the messages on the Telegram group. We have some people that have not even attended class once at all. And it's not, I don't think we should leave such people on the program. So I'm going to be removing those people today. Those who have not attended at all. Their grade is currently at 0%. So such people will be removed today. And anyone that the name doesn't look familiar to me on the Google, on the Telegram group as well, will be removed from the group. So please, I hope you're having the right name on the Telegram group, because I would like to know those I'm dealing with and be able to identify them properly. For those who have attended class, I think you're about 20, between 20 and 25. And we have about 70 people that registered. So it's going to be a lot of work for me having to go through 70 people for a class that we just have about 25 people that are active. So I'm going to be doing that sanitation today by the grace of God, so that we can know those of us who are students of this school. And then we take out all the ghost students. All right. So yesterday we stopped at, can somebody remind me where we stopped? On that tables. Hold on, okay. I think we stopped at vertical zebra stripes. Is that where we stopped? I think so. Vertical zebra stripes. I think that's where we stopped. So we will continue from there today. So I was unable to make it to class yesterday due to serious network issue. Sorry. I know some of us may be having network issues and all that. And I mean, it may not really be easy for some of us. You see, the thing is, I know online classes has its limitations, okay, which of course is network wala. We would have loved to be doing physical class, all right, now, but I think many of us are staying far, and because I can take the HTML class online and the CSS class also online, that's why we are doing the online class now. But by the time we get to the proper web programming itself, which is Python and Django, we will need to move to physical class. However, for those who live very, very far, in case you are not in Lagos, like I knew, Paul is in Kaduna. So what I'm going to do that time, I'm going to really try my best possible, which is possible actually, to also, why the physical class is going on, there'll be option for people to join online and see what is on the screen and also hear what I'm saying. So someone like Paul will not be left behind. So you'll still be able to participate, but you'll be able to even participate well with those that are in the physical class, because physical class sometimes is very good. Like some of the codes that you write in that I can't see with my eyes, when we write those codes, then I'll be able to see those codes with my eyes. I know there's someone here who is not even in this country. So we're going to make sure that even if you are online, and we're having physical class, you're able to participate, as the case may be. But for those of us who are in Lagos, of course, the venue is going to be in Ikeja, and it's going to be on weekends, Saturday and Sundays, Saturdays and Sundays. So we're going to have to make that sacrifice when that time comes. If we are going to have to start the physical class before the time I stipulated, we'll let you know. It will let you know. Okay, somebody said, I figured a way to auto-save on VS Code. Okay, well done. Well done. Please, you won't lose your work. So, of course, when we want to start the physical class, we would announce it to us. And that will mean that classes will then be Saturdays and Sundays alone. And usually the physical class for Saturday, we will run from, say, like, this time I'm thinking of starting it by 10 to like 2. So 4 hours is what we'll use to run, the entire program for Saturday. Sunday, another 4 hours, 1 p.m. to maybe 5 p.m., like that. So it's going to be a time for us to enjoy ourselves together in class. I guess I'm going to see some of us, our faces, and you're going to see mine too, okay? So we'll be kicking off very shortly, now, by grace of God. But let me turn on something here. I'll be right back in a second. Okay, so I hope some of us who have a voter's card, please go and vote. So your vote can count. Please go and vote. So after this class, you can go and vote, I think. All right. Please, what's the name of the Telegram group? James, are you not on the Telegram group? It's called FISApp Web Programming. I'm going to get you a link now. If you are not on the Telegram group, I'm going to get you a link for you to join. It's very important that you join. Okay, this is it. Comment through. Oh, you're on it. Okay. All right. And that's fine. Okay, cool. So we'll kick off class now. I'm going to share my screen. Enlarge this guy. I'm gonna have to close you. So I'm sharing my screen now. Share screen. Okay, I'm sure we can see my screen right now. Okay. So this is where we stopped yesterday, correct? I hope I'm correct. We stopped here yesterday. So we'll continue from here. And I think we did this code where we made, we did TD and TH. All right, we did this code yesterday. Because, yeah, this is it. This is it. Okay, so we continue from here today. So combination, now combining vertical and horizontal zebra stripes, just as we can see in this image. You can combine the styling from the 2 examples above, and you will have on every other row and every other column. If you use the transparent color, you will get an overlapping effect. Overlapping effect means where the column and the row intersect, like this one here, it becomes thicker. The color becomes thicker than the others. The others are lighter because you apply transparent effect on them. Now, this is the code to achieve that here. All right. This is the code to achieve that. Remember RGBA, okay? The attendance should be up now. Remember RGBA, and the last part of it is usually representing the transparency, all right? James, you're referring to yesterday's class. Yes, I've uploaded the video. That was why it took me time to start this class this morning. I was uploading the materials. So I've uploaded the recorded video of yesterday. So you can get to it and then listen to it. So at your own leisure time, try this out, okay? I'm not going to code it here now. So you are going to try it out on your own when you're reading this thing. So I haven't sent the slides for yesterday's class, but what is going to happen is I'm going to combine both yesterday's class slide and today's slide together and just send it along with today's recording. I hope that works for us. So that's what I'm going to do, okay? So horizontal dividers. If you specify borders only at the bottom of each row, you will have a table with horizontal dividers. So we're going to try to create a table like this now. Then we'll see the code that we are going to use to create these borders. I mean, these horizontal dividers that we're seeing here. I believe by now, all of you should be able to create a table like this by yourself, okay? So start coding now. Launch your Visual Studio Code, create your day 10 folder, okay? Right from the top, HTML. So create your new folder, name it day 10. Name it day 10, and then create a new file, a new HTML file. Just call it table dividers. Call it table divider.html. And it gives you this, okay? So I want you to, on your own, we've been coding tables yesterday. So on your own, just create this table by yourself, okay? And if you are successful creating it, great. Just let me know in the chat window. All right, create this table by yourself. Remember, the first row is a table header. Make sure you specify it like that. And please don't forget to create your HTML document structure. Very important. So I also will be creating mine here. So we're not copying code from anywhere. Okay. Make sure you are coding. That's how interesting, that's how it can be interesting to you, and it can help you to understand things better. If you have question while you're creating or you're having issues, you can put it in the chat window. We'll treat it. That's why we are here. Let me know if you are done creating your table. Oh, wow. Well done, Esther. Well done. Well done. Who else is done? Well done, Tosin. Well done. Well done. Well done. Who else? Let's have one more person. So we created these tables now. We want to then add the dividers to it. I hope your header is also aligned to the left, just as it's appearing on this table. So now to add a divider to it, we'll use this code. All right. The divider we are adding, the line we are adding is to the table rows. Okay. So use that code. And where are we going to put it? We are going to put it right inside our head section using the style elements. Style elements, okay? And then you can start putting the identifier in the selector and then put the code in there, border, bottom. Border button, 1 pixel, solid. Yeah. Then hash DDD. Bam. And we are done here. So let's see, have we done it all well? I believe so. So I'm going to run this in the browser. You can do the same at your end. Let's see if we have, okay, I can't see the lines. I can't see the divider yet. Why aren't we having our divider? Okay. Yeah. So what we're going to do now, we're going to debug this code. Why are we not having our divider? We said it should be, so TR table row is supposed to carry the divider, each of them. Yeah. Yeah, it's a border bottom. Apologies to us all. I lost network for a second. Okay, so let me share my screen again. I do apologize for that breaking transmission. Okay, so we're trying to troubleshoot this thing, trying to see why we're not getting a border button. Okay, let me do this. I think the problem will be, it's not like there's no border there. I think the border is there, but maybe this color we're using is not allowing it to show. So let's try this color and see if it shows. I don't know if that shows either. It's not showing. Interesting. All right, let's keep debugging. Please, if yours eventually shows, please let me know, because I'm beginning to suspect my computer here is playing pranks on me. Ordinarily, we're supposed to get this. So what if I say table? Does that give me anything? So for table, it worked. So let's see. So these are you debug, okay? So for table tag, it worked. The element of table, it worked. Then for TR, why is it not working? For TD, it worked. So why is it not working for TR? That's strange, actually. Okay. I'm going to check why it is like that. I think, but you can put TD instead of TR in your code. I'm going to check why it's like that, really. Because for the row, it's supposed to give me that effect. I don't know why it's not giving it to me. So as you can see, in between, there's a break in between the lines. But what I wanted was a straight line all through. So what I'm going to try again, I'm going to try to put that style here in each of the rows and see what happens, and see if it makes the same, if it gives me the same problem or not. Border bottom. Border bottom. So border bottom 1 pixel, solid, black. Okay. Meanwhile, I'm going to just comment this out. Yeah, it's worked for the TH and TD, but I think it's supposed to work for the TR too. So I don't know why it shouldn't be working. But let me just try something before we conclude. So on the table row, it seems not to be working, even in the inline code as well. It doesn't seem to work. That is strange. Gosh. That is actually strange. It's rather strange. Let me just replicate this all the way down and see what happens. this here also. I'll do this. I'll do the same thing here. No. I don't think it's working with the TR. So doesn't seem to work with the TR. That's strange. I'm gonna find out why. I probably know why later, but as it is now, it appears it will work for TD and TH. So you can add comma here and say TH, so that it's also applied to our header as well. Okay, save your work and show in browser. All right, so even at that, it still appears like what? A divider. All right, but not just a straight line like this. Not sure. I'm still wondering why, really, but we'll get around it. So have you been able to do yours? Apply it to the TH and the TD section or elements, and let's see. So if you have done yours, please do let me know. All right, great. Well done, guys. So let's move on. Okay, this is an interesting one. Over table. We'll use the over selector on the TR to highlight table rows on mouse over. So what we are saying here is that when you move your mouse over the row, it should change color. Or yes, it should change the color or show that your mouse is on that particular row by changing the color. So we are going to do that with this same table that we have here. Okay. Still leave the dividers there as it is. Leave the dividers. Now add this line of code to the TR. I hope this TR will not disappoint us again. TR dot colon over. All right. Open braces and then say background color. So what that is doing is that it's going to change the background color of that row when you mouse over it. When you mouse over it, it's going to change the color of that particular row. As you can see the effect. Okay, that's you mousing over it. So we call it the over effect. So you can save and view in a browser. Boom, wonderful, so nice, right? That's it. That's what you have. Okay, that's what you have. So let's proceed. Make sure you are saving your work. So let's proceed. That's the over effect. Okay. And when we get to the next chapter now, we are now in the next chapter, chapter 26, HTML table call group. That's column grouping. So we will pay attention here as well, because when things requires mathematics, you need to pay attention very well. Okay. Any questions so far? Any questions so far before we move forward? Any question? So if you have question, please, as usual, put it in the chat window so that we can answer you. So the call group element is used to style specific columns of a table. If you want to style the first two columns of a table, we use the call group and then the call elements. All right. So looking at this table we have here, this is like your, say your calendar. All right. You can say this is your calendar. We're going to use the call group to create a styling for the first two columns. All right. That's what we're going to do. So let me see. This code is long. It's a long code actually. But then let's not use this table. We are going to practice with the table we have already. Excuse me. So practice with the table we have already. Okay. Again, let's go to our VS Code We're going to duplicate this table divider, right click on it, copy it, right click on day 10 and paste. It creates a copy for you. All right, right click on that copy it creates it for you and click on rename. Now name it call group, callgroup.html. Bam. All right, so what we're going to do, when you do that, please take out all the styling we've done. Take it out so that we don't have any styling here. All right, good. So we have, okay. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to group our column. But before that, I want to make this to have 4 columns. Okay, 4 or 5 columns. So let me add 2 more table header here. So that I have 5 columns. So savings, you can put age or say bank. Since we're talking about money, put bank and put say account type, right? So that should work. So you go to other rows that you have, copy the 2 data, 2 cells there, paste it below, change the value, bank, and say GT or Kuda Bank. You can put it there like that. What was the last thing? Account, savings. Okay. So I'm going to copy this one here. And I'll go to the next row, add it to it, creating more cells. Stem around, you can put OP and leave it as savings. Do the same thing to the last one as well. What other bank is there? Okay, let's put GT. Yeah, just put GT there. And here we can say current. All right, so we've created 2 additional columns. Okay, the more you add table data or table header, you are creating more columns. So we've created 2 additional columns here. I hope you have done the same at your end. So what we want to do now, we want to use the call group and colon to specify styling for the first 2 column. That is our first name and the last name. So how is that going to be? Let me just read out this for you first before we go to the coding. The call group element should be used as a container for column specifications. Each group is specified with a call element. The span attribute specifies how many column get that style. The style attribute specifies the style to give to the column. So if you look at this code now, we have a table set to 100% width. Then after the table, before the table row, before the first table row, we enter our column element, which is this. Inside the column element, we have the column and the call element, which has an attribute that says span. After that, you specify the style that you want that column to have. So this is what you are saying. Look up, everybody. If you can, please look up. After your table tag here, your table opening tag, you come here, create a space. So immediately after your table opening tag, before the first row definition, you will come between there and then create your call group element. All right, close it, go next. Okay. Inside the call group element, you will create your call element. All right, like this, call. And then we want it to span through 2 columns. And what style do we want to give it? We begin to specify the style. We want the background color to change. That's what we want to style. So background color, change the color to hashtag D6 EEE. So that changes the color. That changes the color for us. As you can see here, you can see that the first 2 rows, the colors have changed. Okay. Please, do we all understand what I just did? Please put yes in the chat window if you do understand. If you understand, please put yes in the chat window for me. Okay, great. So let me explain again using my own code that I have here so that we get more understanding. So I'm going to enlarge this for us. So here, right under the table opening tag here comes the call group. Okay, you know what we are doing is we are okay. I've not even closed not closed this guy. Yeah. So right here we create the call group elements. Call group means that you are trying to group a particular number of columns, or you are trying to group columns. That's what it means. You're trying to group the columns. And then the call itself is saying that how many is now where you specify the columns you want to, what's it called now? That you want to style, okay? That you want to apply your style to. So here, when you say call, this span is asking you how many columns do you want to style? You say 2. So that's why the first 2 is being styled currently. And then you specify the style you want to give to that column. All right, let's pay attention here. Now, I want to style the next 2 columns in another color. Okay, so what you do again, you copy this, your column element, put another one below. All right, as you can see, it has taken the next 2 again. But this time around, I want the color to change to something like this. Okay, so I've changed that color right there. All right, so that is how you specify. Now, take for example, listen very well. Listen very well. Take for example, you don't want this first 2 column to have to be styled. You don't want to be styled. You understand? But you want the next 2 to be styled. So let's check how that can be done. So what we'll do, we can take away this styling from this first 2. Bam, like that, which means it goes to the next 2. Do you understand now? So that's how you do that. I'm going to undo to leave it. Now, I don't want just these 2 columns to be styled here. I want the next one also to have the same styling as this. So what you do is to change this column span to 3. You can see that. So it has styled the last 3 columns. Do we understand? Please type yes in the chat window if you do understand. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So everybody understands that, okay? This code we made available to us. So you can make that changes on your own as well, then run it and see what it gives to you. So I'm going to run mine in the browser. My browser is open, and yes, I'm getting what I'm supposed to get. James, you say you're a bit confused. Where exactly are you confused? Is it on this call group? Please, 1 minute. Oh, sorry, guys. My son came to disturb me. All right. So you say you're a bit confused. So let's take this call group thing again. Let me go back to my slide. Okay, I'll go back to the slide. So here, I was trying to explain to us that you can group columns and apply style to that group of columns. Apply style to the group of columns, right? So when you want to do that, like you can see in this image now, the first 2 columns have a different styling, different background color from the rest, okay? How do you achieve that? The call group element is used to style specific columns of a table. If you want to style the first 2 columns of a table, use the call group and the call element. All right. I hope you understand that. They've told us if you want to achieve this, we are going to be using the call group elements and also the call elements. Okay. And here we are being told what those two elements, what they do. Guys, please give me a minute. Let me just sort this guy out. I sincerely apologize, guys. Please just pardon me. Okay, so as I was saying, the call group element should be used as a container for the column specification, where the columns you want to work on, okay? And then each group has is specified with what? With a call element. So like we did in the code I did here, okay? You will say this first two belongs to a group and the next three belongs to a group. So what I've done here is this is my call group element that I've used to tell HTML that, okay, I want to group some columns, okay? And here I'm specifying the columns I want to group, okay? This is the first one I grouped, this is the second one I grouped. All right, so back to this slide. The span attribute specifies how many columns that get the style. And that's what we've done here. Here we've said 2 columns, we get this styling that we did here. And this is the first 2 here. However, in the next one, we said 3 columns, we get the styling that we did. That's the next 3 that we have here. All right. So the style attribute, of course, is to give the style to that part, to the columns that you are specifying above. All right. So James, I don't know if you get it now, if you understand what I just said. Please, if you do, put it in the chat window for me. If you understand it, my explanation. Oh, great, thank God. So we move on. As I'll be reading out some of the things I've already done on this slide for us now. So note, the call group tag must be a child of the table element and should be placed before any other table elements like the THEAD, TR, and TD, etc., but after the caption element. So if your table is going to have a caption, this call group will come after it. But if you're not putting caption to your table, the call group element comes immediately after the table opening tag. That's what we're explaining here to us. I hope we all understand. So we have what we call legal CSS properties. Legal CSS properties. So far, before we go into this, do we have any question about the call group? So under call group, we have what we call legal CSS properties. There is only very limited selection of CSS properties that are allowed to be used in the call group element. All right. All other CSS properties will have no effect on your tables. The legal CSS properties are below: the width, the visibility, the background, and the border. What we are saying here is that when you are working with call group, these are the 4 properties that you can use or that you can style or that you can change for those columns. Okay, you can change the width of the columns, you can change the visibility of the columns, you can change the background color of the columns or the background property, that background, whatever background thing that is there, you can change it. You can also apply your style to the border as well. Any other properties, any other CSS properties at all that we've used before will have no effect on the column. So these are the 4 legal CSS properties. I'm saying it loudly now because when I asked, you should be able to tell me these are the 4 legal CSS properties that applies to the call group elements. All right, it applies to the code group elements. So multiple column specification, which is what I've just showed us now and what I've showed us in this code, right? And so I hope we have done that in our own coding. So please, can you quickly do that and let me know if you've done it on your side, if it works on your side. Please quickly do that right away. I'll wait for you. I want you to do on your own table. Can you specify, do exactly what I have done here? So change the first two rows color, background color to this, and the next 3 rows background color to this, or any color you want. So that's what I'm saying that you should do. So please go ahead and do that. Remember, I duplicated my table, the first table we created, I duplicated it and give it another name. Okay, well done, Paul. Paul is done. Who else is done? I hope it worked. Oh, great. Well done, Esther. All right, so if you have done it, well done. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on. Empty call groups, and that's what I did for us here. They said, if you want to style columns in the middle of a table, insert a empty call element with no styles for the columns before. What that is doing, let me go there again. We see in this this first call element that we have here, we can take away the style. So they said with no style. So you can take away the style. That way, what's going to happen is there will be no style on the first 2 rows. You specify the rows that you want to skip. And then the next rows, we have the style. That is how you do that. Well done, Esther Yola. That's how you do that, okay? So that's what we are trying to explain there. I hope we all understand it. That's what we're trying to explain there. Okay, so as you can see, this particular call element, the first one, is having no style at all. And the next one does have style. That's how you skip the column so that you can style the other ones. Okay, so here we have hide columns. You can hide columns with the visibility collapse property. With what? Visibility collapse property. Okay, I think this is the wrong code I put here, but let's try it now. We want to hide a column, visibility collapse property. Okay, so I want to hide the first 2 columns. The first two columns here, I want to hide them. So under style, I'm going to take out background color. So I'm going to take out the background color. I'm then going to say visibility collapse. Voila, the first 2 rows, they are gone. So they've been hidden. Okay, they have been hidden. They have been hidden. So, but I won't do that with this file here. So let's do this. So let's leave this as it is, save it. Let's create another file. We will duplicate this file again, call group. You say copy under folder 10, and the 10 folder, paste the file. So you create a copy for you. Right click on it, click on rename. This time around, name it hidden columns. Hidden columns. Okay. So we'll then apply it here. We'll apply it here, style equal to visibility and set the value to collapse. So that way it will hide the first two colons. So let's say you just want to hide the number 1 colon alone, the first colon alone. You can change this to 1. Okay. You can change it to 1. Am I correct here? Something is happening. Bam. 2. But if okay, I know what's happening. So if I change this to 1, of course, the next 3 column will be the last name, savings, and bank, and then that will be. So we can hide the first 2 columns, which will give us what we are seeing here. All right. So let us understand that. Any questions so far? So I want to do something. I want to style this colon and not style this colon and style this colon. How will I achieve that here using this technique? So we have the first 2 columns hidden. This one, I can change this to 1. All right. Then I'll create another col element again. And instead of styling it, I will not put any style there. I'll take out the style element. All right. Now go to the next row, put a style, and voila, we have achieved this. Okay. So I just thought to show you this in case I put it in your assignment. This is how you'll be able to achieve that. I'm going to take this out because I'm not leaving it here. Sorry. So I'll make this 3 back. All right, guys, I think we all understand this well. Please, if you don't, do let me know. Any questions? Any questions? No question. All right, let's move forward. Okay, let me see. For which part? The hidden colon, right, Paul? Is it the hidden colon you're referring to? Let me do this. Paul, are you referring to the hidden columns? So I'm just going to use this in place of what I have there. Okay. Let me just replace this code. With the right code, I think. Bye. Sorry, just give me time to format this thing properly. So this is what it should look like from your end. So this is actually the code that we used for the visibility stuff. So I'm saving it right in here. Okay, so let's go through the visibility again. Okay, so Paul, please look up and pay attention. So what we have before, this was what we were having before. Let me show you what we were having before. So, and this was having another color entirely. So I can give it any color anyway. So it was having another color entirely, okay? So this is where we started from, Paul. So we said we want to hide the first 2 columns. Okay, we want to hide the first 2 columns. Now to hide the first 2 columns, we are going to use the visibility property and set the value to collapse. We use the visibility CSS property and set the value to collapse. Okay, that's what we are going to do here. So because it's the first two columns, which is this line of code here, we are going to change the CSS styling that we have here to visibility and then set the value to collapse. Immediately we set the value to collapse, it has hidden the first two columns. And that was all we did. Paul, do you understand now? Paul, do you get it now? Okay, great. Thank you for the feedback. So I hope that works for everybody as well. We're going to move forward now. Let me see, is there any question? Yes, we've hidden the first name and the last name. All right, let's move forward to the next chapter. So the next chapter is, we are going away from tables now. We are going to HTML lists. HTML lists. HTML lists. That's where we are going now. We finished with tables and we're going to HTML lists. All right. So HTML list allows web developers to group a set of related items in a list or in lists. So we can see two lists here. The first one is unordered lists. Unordered list. And the second one is ordered list. When we say unordered list, we see it as bullet points. Then ordered list, we see it as 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth, or A, B, C, D, and so on and so forth, or Roman numerals, and so on and so forth. All right, but for unordered list, you just see bullet points and every other thing that you may want to use for the listing, maybe an image, a clip art, an emoji, or whatever. So it comes under unordered lists. All right. So, but ordered list, of course, you know that 1 is 1, 2 is 2, 3 is 3. So it's ordered, is in an order. But for the other one, it's not in an order. That's the difference between both of them. I hope we understand that. So we take unordered list first. And an unordered list starts with the UL tag, which invariably means unordered list. Okay, unordered list, UL tag. Okay, each list item starts with LI, which invariably means list item. Okay, the list item will be marked with bullets, small black circles by default. So guys, launch your Visual Studio Code one more time, and we are going to do this. We are still on day 10. So just right click, create a new folder, a new file, not folder, a new file, and title it unordered list, unordered list.html. Once you've done that, I'm going to say create your HTML document structure, HTML, and then put your head there. Start the head, enter your body element, and close it. So what I would do, if I were you, I'll just copy this structure. So I don't have to be typing it again. Open your notepad and paste it there. You have it saved there. So you have your basic HTML document structure, saved somewhere. So I hope you have done yours. You've created yours. So in the body element, we'll now create our unordered list. So type out this code right inside the body element. So UL, which means unordered list. Inside UL, you have your list item, that's LI. You enter the first item, coffee. As you can see in the preview, it's already showing the bullet points. Next one, LI again. And we have tea. And the next line, LI again. Now we have milk. This is how you create your unordered lists. That's it, that's all. This is how you create your unordered lists. So create yours and let me know if you've done that. in the chat window. Well done, Busola. Well done. Fantastic job. Who else? Great, yes. Well done, James. Well done, Tosin. Well done, Paul. Bayat, I'm seeing you for the first time today. Well done. Well done, Esther, as well. All right. So that's how you create unordered list. So let's continue with our slides. Now, for ordered lists, would all you need to do is to change your UL tag to OL. So an ordered list starts with the OL tag. Each element, each list item starts with the LI tag. The list item marked by numbers 1, 2, 1 by numbers by default. Okay, well done, Esther Yola. Well done, guys. So we'll create this as well inside. Let's still use this document to do that. Maybe, okay, you know what you do for me? Instead of saying unordered list, rename your HTML file. Just name it list. Name it list. Because I know we're still going to create another list and start to manipulate things with them. So just name it list. And then instead of taking this out, just copy this. See what I'm doing? Copy it. Go underneath it and paste another one. This time around, change your UL to OL, both at the opening tag and at the closing tag. Once you do that, you have 1, 2, 3, and then coffee. But then, so that we understand what we are doing, let's add some add elements there. Let's say H2. Here we say ordered list. Let me say H3, it's too big, or H4 safe. Yeah. So I can copy this and put it at the top of this as well. Okay, and do this as unordered list. That makes sense, right? So we have our unordered list at the top and ordered list at the bottom. Okay, so the more you add item to the ordered list, here it continues to 4 to 5 and so on. All right, well done, Tosin. Please, let's do that very quickly so that we can move on. Well done, Busola. Well done. Fantastic job you guys are doing. Yeah, well done, Esther. Well done. James, well done as well. Well done, well done, well done. So I hope we are getting it. Well done, Esther Yola. Well done. How we are getting it, and it's that simple. Okay. So we also have HTML description list. Okay, description list. HTML also support description list. A description list is a list of terms with a description of items. The DL tag defines the description list. The DT tag defines the term, which is the name, and the DD tag describes each term. Okay, describes each term. So we're going to write this code now. Okay, right under our unordered list. So let's copy the ordered list, including the H4 elements, and paste below. Quickly do that. So we are creating another list there. But this time around, we'll name in our H4 elements, we put their description list. So it becomes description list. Okay. So instead of OL, let's change it to DL. Okay, I'm teaching you people Joro. I have to do some coding with Joro. So for this LI, we'll change it to DT. Just change the code there to exactly what we have here. Okay, you can type it out if you want. That's okay. So after DT, create a space and put in the DD tag dash black alt drink. Just do exactly the same thing there. Okay, So again, we have another DT here, DT, okay. And then the next one is DD and DD. And here we'll put, okay, this one is milk. Milk. And for the DD, we have white cold drink. All right, so if you have done yours, you can view it in the browser. So if we look here, we can see how we listed items, describe an item here, okay? We've been able to describe an item. So there's a description list and then the item description list that we've created here, okay? This is the term and this is the description of the term. So this whole thing is called description list. This is the term you want to describe, and this is the entire description of the term. This is another term you want to describe. This is the description of the term that you are describing. All right. Have you done yours? Let me know in the chat window. You've done yours, let me know in the chat window. Well done, Mojo Wester, well done. Paul, well done. Usola, well done. Tosin, well done. All right, I love this class. Very active. Okay, so we move on. Yeah, well done, Esther Yola. Well done. See you. So let's move on. So these are some tags that you need to pay attention to when you are working with lists. So there's the UL. Ellen, well done. I see you too. Yeah. So there's a UL which describes unordered lists. OL describes ordered lists. LI describes the list item. DL describes the list description, and DT describes the term in a description list, and then DD describes the term in the description list. Yeah. So when you're reading this when you talk about list items or lists, these are the tags you need to put in mind. Okay. How is it supposed to look after listing and description? This is how it's supposed to look. Let me show you for the list and description. So we're going to run this one now so I can show you how it looks in the browser. So Paul, this is your description list here. This is the term you want to describe. This is the description of the term. This is the term you want to describe. This is the description of the term. That's what we have created. I hope that makes sense to you, Paul. I mean, James, not Paul. James, do you get it? Okay, I want to believe James got this explanation. So we move forward. All right, so now we want to deal with unordered lists. What are other things we can do with unordered lists? That's what we want to deal with now. So what you're going to do for me very quickly. Oh, you're not seeing, okay, the small dash is inside the code itself, or it's not like it's not like it's created automatically. It's inside the code. So I look at my own code here. This is small dash that I typed in myself. Okay, you have to type it in yourself. Do you understand? So I believe you got that, James. Yes, that's it. Thank you. Thank you for that. So unordered lists, that's what we are considering now. Before we go on, please quickly create a new file. Create a new file. No need to duplicate it. Just right click on Date10 and say new file and name it unordered. Unordered lists .html. Okay, so once you've created that, go to your notepad. If you have done this that I did before, copy the document, HTML document structure, paste it in here. So you don't have to be doing that all over again for each HTML page. if we were working with, there's another IDE that we can use that will create this thing for us automatically when we create a new page. And that is called Visual Studio .NET. Yeah, I think just Visual Studio. That's what it's called. So this Visual Studio Code is a subset of that Visual Studio IDE. Is being used to do core programming in C#, programming in C++, programming in Python, programming in F#, programming in Visual Basic .NET, like that. Using ASP.NET as well, you can do that there. So that one is much more robust than this, but we are not using that here right now. Let's continue with our VS Code. Oh, really? There's a shortcut that writes the thing already. Where's that shortcut? James, please tell us so that we will not be going through this all the time. All right, James has discovered a shortcut. Where is the shortcut? Put it in the chat window for us. Oh, shift +1. Okay, so we'll press shift and then press digit 1, right? Okay, let me try that. Let me take this out. So press shift and 1. Where is it? Oh, I press shift, then plus and 1. No, it's not working, James. Are you sure it's shifts? Okay, shift 1 and oh, okay, just hold on. My shift 1 will be typing apostrophe shift 1. Okay, enter. Oh, I see. So when that thing appears, then you press enter, and then it creates. So it creates the head. Okay, I see. So it has all this other thing in the head section that are optional. Okay, guys. So you can try it at your end. James has discovered something new. So you press down the shifts, and then you press 1. Take your hand off when that IntelliSense appears, and then you press enter. Let's do it one more time. Shift 1. Okay, shift 1, take your hand off, and then press enter. It creates this for you. Let me even check what the other one is doing. Shift 1. Let me go to the next one. Wow. Oh, this just gives us the document type only. Okay, thank you, James. All right, so let's proceed. You can go that approach, everyone. Yeah, it's working. Yes. Well done. I like when people make research. Good job. Okay, so let's proceed on that list. Create the file and create the document structure there so that you can start coding. So go to the next slide. All right, go to the next slide. Now, the HTML on other list tag, which is the UL tag, defines the on that other list, bulleted list. And on other list starts with the UL tag. Each list item starts with the LI tag. The list item will be marked with bullets, small black circles by default. We already have this. So, but in our new document, can we just quickly create this so that we can have something to work with? So quickly create this in your body tag there. So we have UL on ordered list. Inside the unordered list, create your list item, coffee. And then you go next, create another list item. This time around is tea. Let's create one more list item. This time around, we have milk. Okay. So I believe you have done that. So move forward. So another list item, choose list item marker. The CSS list style type property, type property. Let me give this another color so that it stands out. So the CSS list type property is used to define the style of the list item marker. It can have one of the followings. Now, when we say item marker, what we are referring to is these bullet points, okay? So you can use one of the followings. It can have any of these following marker. So the disk sets the list item marker to bullet, which is the default. Circle sets the list item marker to circle. Square sets the list item marker to square. None, then there will be no marker at all. The list item will not be marked. Okay. So we're going to see that using this code. All right. So here we can see disk is here, circles and all that. So what you're going to do for me, so that we can have all those in place, we will duplicate this this code. But first we'll set the first one to disk. Okay. So you do style, make sure you're coding style. Then the property we're looking for is list style type, list style type. That's it there. And then you specify it to disk. Of course, we know disk is the default, so we still use that there. All right. So we have that there. So what you need to do for me now, at the top here, just type our H4 again, H4 header, and we say disk type, sorry, disk type. Okay. Disk type there. So what you need to do now, we need to duplicate it so we don't have to be retyping all over again. So select from your H4 all the way down to the closing tag of the unordered list item tag. Copy it, go to the next line, type it twice if you want, and paste the next one. This time around, let's change the style to, what's the next one there? Circle. Okay. We change the style to circle this time around. Instead of disk, change it to circle. All right. So you can see what effect it gives to you. But here, change this header to what? Circle type. All right. So you do the same thing again. Type enter, enter, paste again. This time around, we are doing the square type. Change the header to square and change the value here also to square. So you have square. All right. We'll do for the last one. Enter, enter, paste. Change the headings here to none. The none type. All right. And the style value here, list style value to none. All right. We have a list, but no identifier or indicator, no marker at all here. So if you have done yours, if you are done with yours, please let me know in the chat window. And if you have questions, please let me know. Well done, Esther. Well done. If you've got questions, please let me know. Well done, Naomi. I see you. Well done, Esther Ayola. I see you. All right. Well done, Tosin. I see you. Daniel, you're there. I see you too. All right. So thank you, guys. We'll move forward. Who else is there? Yeah, Paul, well done. Well done. Well done, everyone. So we move forward. Now we also have what we call nested lists. Nested lists. Nested lists. Of course, nested list simply means a list inside another list. A list inside a list. All right. Nested list. So let's create a new document, a new HTML document or file. Right click on your D10, click on new file, and type in nested list as the name .html. Okay, so here comes our file, and let me use who gave us that is it James? Yes, to create our body, our standard HTML document structure. Okay. So we now have to code. So what you do for me now, you type out this code in your new file, this code here in your new file. Type it as it is so you understand what nested list means. You can put an unordered list inside a ordered list. You can put an unordered list inside an ordered list. Let me not twist my tongue. So you can just do that as well. Okay, I'm just saying that for saying sake, but let's type exactly what we have on the screen here. Okay, so we start with defining our list, which is an unordered list. You can leave the meta stuff, it doesn't matter. Browsers also use that. It doesn't really matter. You can leave it if you want, and you can remove it if you want to remove it, but you can leave it. So don't even worry yourself about it, Esther. Just go ahead with your code. It will run well as it is. Okay, so we continue. So I'm creating a list here. Okay. So creating our list, coffee. And under that, we have tea, list item T. Now, inside the T list item, still inside the T list items, where you are going to now nest your list, creating another unordered list right inside it. Okay, then you can put list again, black tea. You can create another item, and name it green tea. Okay, so that list is closed here, and our LI also is closed here. And then before we close it, we can then put in milk, another list item, milk. Voila, so this is what we have. So you can see that nested lists changed the bullet points to circle, or change the marker to circle. That's the way HTML has defaulted the whole thing. So a list item LI can contain a new list and other HTML elements like images and links. So you can put any other thing here. You can actually turn all these list items into links. Okay, you can actually turn them into links if you like, by just changing, by surrounding, for example, you can surround this with your A tag and it will be fine. Okay. I can put this in A tag now and it will be okay. It will turn to a link for me. So have you done yours? If you've done yours, please let me see it in the chat window that you have done yours, creating your own nested list. So this is the nested list here. Okay, this is the list, this is the nested list, yeah. Well done, well done, well done, Naomi, well done, Esther Mojo, well done, Esther Yola. Well done, guys, well done, well done, well done. So let's move forward. Let's keep proceeding. Horizontal lists with CSS. Well done, Paul. Horizontal list with CSS. Now, HTML lists can be styled in many different ways with CSS. One popular way is to style a list horizontally to create a navigation menu. Let me quickly show us something. Let me quickly show us something here. Okay, James said I should slow down a little bit. Okay, let me slow down. Okay, I will slow down, James, sorry. So let me quickly show us something here. Let me still use this website. I want to tell you what this particular slide is saying to us here, okay? So you can see these menu items here, these tabs that you have here. You can actually use lists to create something like this. You can see that they are not placed under each other, but they are just on a straight line. That's what we call a horizontal list. Horizontal list. Let me see if I can find something here to show us. I want to view source, page source. Let me see if I can find something like that. Here, we can see a lot of code here, CSS files. You can see their location and all that. So let's continue. Let's go on. Let's go on. We're trying to look for something. There are a lot of JavaScript here. So look at this place. Look here. Let me increase the size. You can see UL unordered list here. So inside this unordered list, you can see can have a div inside of it, span, can have a link. This is the link, the one that forms this page, the firm that you see here. This is the code here. Okay, so all this is forming this. And under it, we have sub list. We have nested lists here. So this is the nested list that you're also seeing here. You can see the list item here, overview. You can see the overview item here. All right. So I just wanted to show you to see what we are talking about. All right. So let's go back to our slide. Okay. So don't worry, you'll be designing site like that very soon by God's grace. So one popular way is to style a list horizontally to create a navigation menu. So what I've shown us here is called navigation menu. This is a navigation. Okay. Yep. All right. Yes. All right, we'll get there. So let's go to the next slide. So horizontal lists with CSS. So if we want to create that kind of list, we can apply CSS styling to our list items. Okay, and this is styling we can add to it. All right. It's a long, what do I call it now? A long code. But let's see what we can do. Okay. So what you do now is create a new file under your day10 folder, new file, and name it horizontal. Horizontal lists. Okay, .html. Horizontal list.html. Create the document structure again. And we are going to proceed. This time around, I want us to create a list. Okay. Let's create this list. All right. We'll create the list first, then we'll go and do the styling. Okay. So look into my own code here. If you have created your file, look into my code. We want to create this list. So on ordered list. Where am I? All right. Look into my code here. Create an unordered list. All right. So list item will say home. Let's try to create like a web page. Sorry, like a navigation menu. Home. Okay. You can copy this and just paste and paste and paste until you are satisfied with the number of lists you want to create. So create like 5 of them. So we have home, about us. Okay. What else do we always have in some websites? About us, gallery, where you have your pictures. You can have something like resources. And then the last one usually is contact us. Contact us. Careers, yes. Thank you, James. I can copy this and paste careers there too, and use this as careers. Careers, thank you. All right, so quickly create this in your own code. Create all this in your code. The next thing we're going to be doing, we're going to be using CSS to start styling. Okay, if you are done creating this, just type yes in the chat window. I'll wait for about 3 or 4 of you to create it, then we move forward. So I assume others to have created yes. Okay, thank you. Okay, so we can move on now with the CSS coding. Let me minimize this so that we can see the code we're going to be using. So in our head section, right under the title, let's type in our style elements, just as I'm doing here. So our style element is up and it's going to start running. So we're going to type all this code. This is the first part of the code. Then next to this side is the next part of the code. When we are done typing this, and I've confirmed that everybody has typed this, I'll go to the next part of the code, which is here. But this is what we are typing first. Okay. So from the UL, type all the way. and come here also and type. How we understand. So start typing now. UL, which is the selector that we are selecting. Element we are selecting. So what I'm saying, this is the code we want to type. Create your style elements. Please create your style elements in your head section right under the title document. If you did not take out the default things that Visual Studio entered for us when we created these new documents. So create your style elements right under the title elements here before the end tag of the head section. Please create your style elements. So we are now going to start typing the code from this UL. Okay, we'll type, this is the first part of the code here. And this is the next part of the code here. Okay, thank you, Esther, you understand now. So let's start coding. When we are done coding this one we have on the screen, let me know so that I can then open up the next screen for us. Once about 5 of us have coded, I want to assume that every other person too must have completed their own code as well. So we start with the UL elements. List style type. We'll set it to none. Okay. Esther Yola, what's going on now? That's too fast. So while I was talking, you were typing. Well done. So we'll give others time also to finish. So we have margin set to 0. Padding also set to 0. You can add pixel if you want anyway. Overflow set to hidden. Next one is background color. And it's set to hash 3333333. Okay. Next one we have is the LI. And the LI, we have float. I hope you remember float. Float left. Close that. Go to the next again. This time around LI, having a selector of A. There's the link. Go next, display. We want it to display in block form. Display is set to block. Color. How you can see that thing is already changing at the preview session. How you can see that. Color set to white. Sorry, white. Text align. Excuse me. Set to center. Then padding for that. Set to 16 pixel. And the text decoration set to none. Okay, let me see how many of us are done. So you're done, Silas, you're done, Busola, you're done, Paul, you're done, and Esther, you're done. So I have 5 people already. So we go to the next page. So let's continue coding. A new item now, LI. Now we are using the over selector. I've moved to the next page, so please continue coding. Nope. What am I doing? That's well done. So let's keep going. Let's keep going. Well done, guys. Background color here. Set to hashtag 11111. So I'm going to the, I think that is all. So don't worry about this second part. So just stop right once you finish type in the background then style, leave it. We already have something else that we are using for it. So don't worry about the second part of it. Just leave that out. So that's what I'm saying, Esther, leave this UL part out already. You leave it out. We already have our own body, our own list that we have here that we created. So that's what this one is saying. This part of it is saying. So leave it out, leave out this style, blah, 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 and all that. Okay. So I believe we are done typing this LI, then A column over background color. I believe we are done typing that in our own code. So your code should be looking like this. Should be looking something like this. That's what your code should be looking like. Okay. So, but let's run this in the browser. Let's see if we have typed properly. I can't even see anything. So what's wrong? So I'll need to edit this now. Let me go through. So we said our list, another list item type, this type is none. So there won't be any bulletin. Let me just put pixel here to be sure of what I'm doing. Yes, it's the black color. I think this, but that's supposed to be the background for our list. That's supposed to be the background. I think we need to also, this white color is for the link. Okay, and we don't have any link. Okay, just hold on. Yeah, I think that's the problem. We didn't create link for our own. So please edit your code in this manner. From the list item we have here, let's add a tag to them. And then you can enter href. See what I'm doing? Href equals to just put and just type hash to it. So you see the way this first line is, as you can see here, it has already appeared. That's because we didn't put link, and this thing is for links, for the anchor tags. Okay, so just add this line of code in between. Just put pound sign here. Don't worry about completing the link with anyone. We're just trying to do something there. So you can put, or you put pound sign home, like they did in the this thing. Okay, so that's what you will also replicate on the rest of this page. I mean, of this list items. So a tag followed by href followed by hash and the name of this thing about us. Close it. Take your end tag to this place. So that will turn into tag. So please quickly do that at your end. I'm going to try a faster way of doing it for my own end here. Copy this out. And I'll just paste it here. Paste. And what I'm going to do, just going to change this to gallery. Gallery. So we are creating a website menu item as it is right now. Should be resources. And this will be careers. I'll change this to careers. And this to contact us. Change this also to contact us. If you are done, just type in the chat window that you're done. I'll take these other old ones out because I don't need them again. Okay, so we have what we are looking for. Who is done? Yes, Silas, the A tag. Yeah. Well done. You got it too. So, Sola, well done. Who else is done? Rechuku, I see you. Well done. So we've created a menu here. But what did we use? We used a list, and we achieved this using style. Tosin, well done. Idayat, well done. Well done, well done, well done. Can we have more people? More people? Please, code. Tell me you're done. Who else is done? Well done, Esther. Well done, James. Well done, Silas. All right. I hope it's looking like this. Let me run mine in the browser again. I hope yours is looking like this. You see, this is a beautiful menu that we've created. Something like this anyway. All right. So you can see that that's what it is to create something like this. And you have also done yours. So clap for yourself. Clap for yourself. Everyone clap for yourself. You've done well. We created our own web page. And you can see the hovering. When you place your mouse on it, the background color changes. All right. Yes, it's beautiful. Well done. Well done. Well done. Great. So it's getting more interesting now. Much more interesting. Well done, Esther Yola. Okay. So let's move on. Enough of our accolades being celebrated. Let's move on. So chapter summary. So we use the HTML UL tag or element to define unordered lists. Then we used CSS style, list style type property to define the list item marker. LI tag to define the list item. List can be nested. We've established that. List item can contain HTML elements like we've done with the A tag. Then we can use the CSS property float left to display a list horizontally. All right, so let's move on to what we have. So these are the tags again that you need to pay attention to when you're looking at lists for HTML. So right now we're going to ordered lists. As usual, let's create a new file and name it ordered lists. Under your D10, right click on new file, name it ordered list. Give it a name ordered list.html. Press enter. Create your document structure, your basic document structure, as we have been taught today. At least I've learned something new in Visual Studio Code. All right, so create your file and document structure. Let's have that there. If you are done creating it, please let me know so that I can then move on to the next slide. All right. Okay, well done to Esthers. Well done, James. Okay, who else? One more person, please. One more person. One more person. Well done, Idayat. Yeah, so let's roll now. And well done, Silas. So let's roll. The HTML OL tag defines an ordered list. An ordered list can be numerical or alphabetical. An ordered list starts with the OL tag. Each list item starts with the LI tag. We know that already. The list items will be marked with numbers by default. We've seen that already in action. Sorry, I didn't format my tags properly. I love to make them another color. It's my branding. Okay, so we have this already right here. All right, and we've done this before. Let's go to the next slide and see what we have there. So ordered lists type attributes. So the list type attributes is what we have here. Right now, we can see that the type attributes can be set to digit 1, which will give us numbers 1, which will list the items using numbers, okay? And that's the default. So in case I ask you what's the default type of an ordered list or unordered list, you know what to tell me. You can use type A, which will make it alphabet, but in uppercase A. Type A in lowercase, we give it lowercase letters. And type I, we use uppercase Roman numerals. That's uppercase I. Type lowercase I, we use the lowercase Roman numerals. Do we understand that? I hope we do understand that. So we're going to try all this now. We're going to try all this. Don't worry, Esther, you will understand. You know, we have for unordered lists, we have, let me go back there. We have the disk, we have the square, we have the circle, we have the none for unordered lists. But for ordered lists, we have type 1, which you use when you want to number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then type A, which you want to use, this is uppercase A. So if you number it, if you mark it A, B, C, D, E, F, and so on. For the lowercase, A, B, C, D, E, F, and so on. For I, letter I, capital letter I, we'll mark it with Roman numerals. That's I, V, V, so on and so forth. And then it's lowercase style here. I hope you understand now. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. So type, that's the type attributes. That's what it does. Okay. So here we can see the different ones. So we're going to type this out so that we have an idea of how they look like in our own code. So open that same file you just created and put in this code that you're seeing on the screen. Please use your H4 as an heading. Use your H4 as an heading, please. H4 as an heading and type the heading there. This time, this one I'm typing numbers to let me know that this one I'm typing here is for numbers. So I start creating my list on ordered lists, OL, and I'll set the type to digit 1. You can see the different types we already have here. It's already showing up for us. So select 1. Then you can go ahead and start creating the list item using the li tag, coffee. I can copy this and just paste if I don't want to be typing all the time. I can paste it and I put here, change this to tea, and I can change this to milk. Okay. So do the same for the others as well. Type, specify their type. And so what I'm going to do, I just copy, paste, and then make the changes I need to make. Paste, make the changes I need to make. So I'm going to change this to uppercase A. And I make it uppercase letters. I'll say uppercase letters here. Case letters. Okay, Naomi, well done. That was fast. So I go to the next one. I change this to lowercase letters and just change the type to lowercase a and gives me this. So you can do the same for the others as well. You can copy again and paste to create 2 more for the other 2. 2 more for the other 2. This time around, capital I to give me the Roman numeral I. So this will be uppercase Roman let me see. Uppercase Roman numbers. All right, that's what this is going to give me. So here also, I will type lowercase Roman numbers and change this one to lowercase I. So that gives me this. Are you having the same thing at your end? Are you done? Busola, well done. Esther Yola, well done. Which were the one I did next. So it's all the same thing, okay? Who else is done? Yes, all 5. Well done. Well done, Esther. So we have done all 5. I think I have somebody raising a hand. Okay, nobody. Forward. Well done, Silas. So let's move forward. List counting. Control displays numbers. Well done, Tosin. So right under the ones that rule, I'm going to separate it with my horizontal rule there. So I'm going to create the list now. Can we hear me? James is saying you can. Okay, I'm back. Thank you. All right. So let's code. Let's code. Ordered lists. Open it up. List item. Coffee. Just type what I'm typing, or type that code that you have there right under what we've already created. List item. C. List item. Milk. So what you then do is you set a start attribute to whatever number you want to set it to, 50. So as you can see, we set it to 50. So you start from 50, 51, 52, and so on like that. If you set it to 5, for example, you do 5, 6, 7. So whatever number you set it to, it will give it to you. Okay, 10, it will do that for you. All right, so that's how you change the start number for your list, your ordered lists. All right, I hope we have done it, all of us. Well done, Esther. Well done, Busola. Okay. Yeah, well done, guys. Well done, Tosin. Okay, well done, everyone. Esther, did you say you have a question or it has already been answered? Esther Mojo, do you say you have a question or it has been answered already? Well done, Naomi. Well done, Esther Yola. Well done, James. Okay, so let's proceed. I'm sure that question has been answered already. All right, thank you for the response. So let's go on to the next. So, okay, you mean the stats attributes? Yes. So this is nested ordered list. We also have nested ordered list inside our ordered list as well, just as we have in unordered lists. So the same thing will happen as well. So a list item li can contain a new list and other HTML elements and links. So you may not need to do this, but maybe at your leisure time, you can do the same thing as we did with unordered lists. So it's all the same thing. Okay. Chapter summary. So use the OL element to define the ordered list. Use the type attribute to define the numbering type. Use the LI element to define the list. Item list can be nested. Yes. List can contain other HTML elements. You can also specify where you want the number to start. Oh, let me even try something. So we are using numbers here. What if I use alphabet F? It did not work. It did not work. You just take it to default. So that means the start attribute only works with numbers. The start attribute only works with numbers. Yes, it didn't work. Okay, let's try with Roman numerals too. Let's see. Let's say we start with II. Will it work? Nah, it did not work. So I think it only it works with numbers. The number 1 alone. Okay, it's good that we tried it now so that we don't. We know that it will not work. So these are the tags as well that you need to pay attention to. All right, HTML list tag. Order lists. So now we are going to chapter 30. Chapter 30. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? I hope I'm not too fast, though. Maybe I should calm down. Who said I was fast that time? James, was it James or Paul? Please, if I'm too fast, just let me know, okay? So I can slow down. Okay, James. Don't worry, you will still get, the recording will help you. You can slow down the recording. You can slow me down in the recording. You understand? You can slow me down in the recording. All right, thank you. Let's just finish this list today so we can go to other things tomorrow. Other lists. So HTML also supports description lists. We've done the description list already, so let me just read through. A description list is a list of terms with description of each item. The DL tag defines the list, the description list, while the DT tag defines the term name, and the DD tag describes each item. So that's that about description list anyway. So these are just things we need to focus on. So let's stop here today so that I don't overload you with too much things since it's not a physical class. Okay, so let's stop here today. Tomorrow night, we will then continue with HTML block and inline elements. HTML block and inline elements. Again, I want to encourage you, please go ahead, practice, 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 practice. Practice, 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 practice. As you practice, you make mistake, you learn. You practice, you make mistake, you learn. Practice, make mistake, you learn, okay? And as usual, I'm available if you have any question, you can reach me and I'll be able to answer your question. So I want to thank all of you that have been consistent in class. You've been wonderful. Those of us participating, you've been great. I want to thank you so much. You are my source of encouragement. I pray God will bless you in Jesus' name. Others, I know you're also coding, you're working. Please keep doing it, but I would appreciate if you can also try to participate. When I say participating, also send chats, okay? So that I can see you. All right. So please learn to participate in class. It's very good. I hope we are all coding. We are all typing the codes. We are all trying our best to do better. That's what we are doing. All right. So thank you all for being consistent. Those of you that are here, I know you've been very consistent. Busola, Daniel, Esther Yola, Esther Udumosu, Idayat, Iwechuku, James, Matthew, Naomi, Paul, Bisola, Tosin, Mojo Esther, Grace, and Sanda. Where have you been, Mr. Sanda? But welcome, all of you. Thank you for your appreciation. Thank you so much. You're such an encouragement to me. So we'll continue tomorrow. And today, I'm going to use today to sanitize our classroom, especially on the Google Classroom. We just see a lot of people, but they're not doing anything. So we yank them off. If they need to come back, they will need to sign an agreement that they will be in class and they will participate, well. So well done, everyone. Like I told us at the beginning, we'll still move to physical class sometimes during the course of this course. But however, those of you that are not in Lagos, don't worry, you will not be left behind. I will ensure that there's the online facility to ensure that you participate in class. Yeah, okay, you've been quiet. All right. It's when I check the attendance, I see some people, I say, so this person was in class, and that's good. That's good. Well done, guys. I want to encourage you to keep at it. Don't be discouraged, okay? Don't be discouraged. The way we are taking this class is to ensure that we cover as many things as possible in the simplest way that we can. But it is up to you to be creative as much as you want to be. Be creative as much as possible. Now you have seen how to create your menu, right here, you've seen how to create it. So you can start doing something. You can start trying your hands on the codes that you've learned so far. Start putting them all together in one page. You've learned about the headings, you've learned about paragraphs, you've learned about lists, you've learned about images, you've learned about links, you've learned about so many other things like that. Start putting them together to try and create a web page for yourself, even if it's just the home page. You've learned about tables as well. So you can start putting all those things, combining them together to try and, create something for yourself. Just try and do that at your leisure time. And as you develop and you see what you're developing, it helps you to understand this much better. Okay. So thank you again, guys. Tomorrow we continue with HTML block and inline elements. Also a very interesting chapter to go through as well. So I want to apologize. Those of us who did the quiz 02, I want to apologize. I'm going to have to make you to go back and do it again. I made a mistake. For some of us, we'll discover that we didn't collect email address. And once the email address is not collected, I wouldn't know who did what. So I won't be able to grade you. So please, pardon me. For some of you, it should be a good opportunity to make corrections to some of the ones you missed. I didn't expect anybody to get less than 20 this time around. So you go back to the quiz, redo it again. Pardon me that I'm making you do it again. Sorry. So I mean, right now, whenever I'm putting up a quiz, I'll make sure I check that I switch on that option that says collect email so that I can be able to assign everybody's mark to them. All right. So thank you very, very much for your time. I used today to just go through the Google Classroom and sanitize things I need to sanitize there. So thanks again, guys. And I'll see you tomorrow. Let's be punctual in class. Let's be this much also. So God bless you and have a violent-free election day. All right. So bye-bye, guys. Take care. God bless you.